everyone and welcome to the Bougie Fujoshi channel. For those who know me, hello again, and for those who don't, I hope you stick around because today we are talking about my February manga haul. I really need to do better at controlling myself, but these sales, I blame the sales. Starting out with our Not So Lonely Planet Travel Guide Volume 2 by Mone Sorai Sensei. The journey of Asahi and Mitsuki continues as they vacation around the world, and for those who don't know the plot of our Not So Lonely Planet Travel Guide, when they get back to Japan, their deal is to get married. As the couple travels from country to country, the different people, cultures, and cuisine they encounter begin to bring them closer together. This was such a sweet volume. I'm so glad that this isn't like a one-shot because I want to see them go like literally everywhere. And the last chapter when they're in Italy, don't even get me started. I'm about to work myself up. VIZ Sensei's Love of Kill Volume 6. Chateau and Renha indeed make it out of the woods, escaping from Donnie's mansion. However, old girl is determined to hunt down the man who threatens both her family and her friends. But Renha's like, no, we not doing that. In a desperate attempt to stop her, he ends up giving her the final push that she needs to crack open the memories of their shared past. I've been on edge with this whole backstory between the two of them because I always saw it, but they just kept dancing around it, and I'm like, give me the Carfax and cut the cameras. The anime adaptation for this series came out this season, and I won't lie, even though it's true to the manga, I forget how much my enthusiasm plays into how I read the series. But this volume 6 got me revved and ready to go for volume 7. Now that part about control is where Chainsaw Man volumes 1 through 9 comes into play by Tatsuki Fujimoto sensei. Denji would do just about anything for money, even hunting down devils with his pet devil dog Puchita, because child, the D in Denji stands for Daddy's Dead. And you know, Denji don't ask for much. He's just a simple man with simple dreams, you know? But the day that he's betrayed by someone he trusts, his sad life actually gets turned upside down and he becomes a whole new man. With the power of the devil inside him, Denji now becomes the Chainsaw Man. I initially picked this up on the Shonen Jump app when it first came out, but I was also doing JJK videos around the same time, so I stopped about the equivalent of 2 to 3 volumes in. And just around the same time that I had thought about picking it up again, there were the rumors about the anime adaptation that is now true. But y'all, the stars were just aligning. There were sales, they were in stock. I could not refuse. And volume 9, someone needs to come and pick up my tab for my therapy, because what was that? Based on the clips from the teaser trailer that was released not long ago, it's going to go pretty far. But I know the animators be putting their entire spinal cord into these shows at MAPPA, so I'm curious to see what the barf finna look like. Tatsuya Endo Sensei's Spy Family Volumes 1, 2, and 3. Master Spy Twilight is unparalleled when it comes to going undercover and isn't one to depend on others. But even though all these dangerous missions are for the betterment of the world, he may have just found his match. One day, Twilight receives the ultimate assignment: to get married, have a kid, and infiltrate an elite private school. However, what he doesn't know is that his Mrs. Yor is a top-notch private assassin and his adopted daughter, Anya, is a telepath. This was yet another series that I initially started on the Shonen Jump app, but the physicals were calling my name. I love this retro feel of the cover art with its colors. Oh! This series is also getting an anime adaptation this year by VIZ Studios, and I am so excited. The couple of trailers that have come out so far and the visuals that they've been releasing, oh, VIZ has secured another bag. I think this is going to be one of those shows that a lot of people fall in love with during this season because the characters are just so lovable in their own way, and the story is just if the stocks allow, I'll hopefully be able to catch up with the current release schedule for all of the volumes. Volume 14 of JJK by Gege Akutami sensei. I just wanted to show this for Sukuna and all of its glory in this cover. I'm gonna keep the preview really short for this one because this volume is smack dab in the middle of the Shibuya arc, and that's just a whole new level of pain that y'all have seen me go through. In addition to that, season 2 has also been officially officially announced, so now I can relive the magic and terror that is the Shibuya arc as I watch my TL fill up with rage and tears. Volume 4 of Kageki Shoujo by Kumiko Saiki Sensei. It's finally the day of the Koka Sports Festival, and due to Sadasa's extreme height and boundless energy, she has been chosen to participate in the relay race. Our up-and-coming star usually loves to take center stage, but she can't help but feel nervous with so much responsibility. Can our lovely Sadasa lead the team to victory? Since this is the part with the sports festival, the different leads and the troops get to take center stage, and y'all, they are so, like, this volume was just feeding me all of the food. I'm very excited that we're about to start getting into some new materials, so y'all already know I'll be ready for volume 5. I'm in Love with the Villainess Volume 2 by Anoshimo Sensei and Inori Sensei. We are welcomed back to the next installment of this ridiculously heartwarming rom-com about a girl who falls in love with her favorite character. Former corporate worker Ray has been reborn as Ray Taylor in the world of her favorite dating sim. Being reborn, she is determined to romance the villainous Claire Francois. Using the knowledge from the game that she's played several times, Ray has become Claire's maid, and now she's trying to set her up with the second prince. There was one moment with Ray and I was like, stop the music. Run that back. You ain't slick. I hope the story in the future touches a little bit more on Ray's past real life because I feel like there's something there. The series debut of Yayoi Oshawa Sensei's Hello Melancholic Volume 1. Asano Minato is a first-year high school student and is an amazing trombone player. However, she has a habit of doing everything she can to fade into the background. Despite her best efforts, Minato catches the attention of her bubbly senpai Hibiki, who wants Minato to join the band that she's forming at school. And being the BE aggressive person that she is, the answer no is not an answer by any means. I really enjoyed reading this one and I'm so glad that it was licensed. There's actually an official audio drama recording of the first chapter on YouTube that was a part of the manga's Japanese promotion. It was so cool to hear them bring the characters to life with their performances, and I'll be sure to go ahead and put a link to that in the description below. Volume 1 of I Can't Believe I Slept With You by Miyako Miyahara Sensei. This manga is also known as Even If It Was Just Once, I Regret It. 24-year-old Kodoka Chiyo quit her job and is now wallowing in self-pity. She's 3 months behind on rent that has been due, so her landlady knocks up on the door and proposes an unusual solution. Sleep with her and she'll help with the debt, the filthy apartment, and the loneliness. Can true love develop from an arrangement that started like this? It's honestly not as wild as one might think it is. Not sure when the next volume comes out, but I am interested enough to want to know where this goes. The first volume of Harukaze no Eturanze by Kikana Sensei. Shun has had zero contact with his family for the past few years, and in light of hearing about his father's condition, he now heads home back to Hokkaido. But at least with Mio, he won't have to go at it alone. In my review of Stranger by the Beach and comparing all of its lovely versions, I mentioned how there were some pieces thrown in the movie in the flashbacks that weren't in the first book. Well, they're all here, especially for Shun's memories. I was wondering where they got all of this material from, but when I was reading, I went, oh, this is the part! Stranger by the Beach first started out as a one-shot and then it got a continuation with Harukaze. This part of the series has 4 volumes, and with the way this one ended, I'm so glad that 7 Seas has already secured the bag for the whole series and just licensed it all because I need to know what happens next. Shuo Yasaka Sensei's Monologue Woven for You Volume 1. Haruka has long since abandoned her theater dreams, but she finds herself haunted by the memories. Naoa, on the other hand, refuses to back down or let obstacles block her way, chasing her aspirations for the stage head on. Their lives end up crossing in university, but when romance sparks, will it be love or the stage that ends up prevailing? I didn't know that this was in color when I bought it, so when I opened it for the first time, my jaw dropped. The only other full color manga that I have is My Senpai is Annoying, and the paper quality is a tad different here. I really like this first volume and I definitely look forward to the next one. 5 Seconds Before a Witch Falls in Love by Zeniko Sumiya Sensei. Meg is a solitary witch that likes to be a little bit mischievous and make trouble in the forest for her nemesis, Lilith. the witch hunter. When an altercation goes sideways and Meg turns Lilith into a cat, the cascade of unfortunate events leads the witch to now being responsible for saving her witch hunter. Sparks were flying between these antagonistic ladies before, but what will happen to their relationship after this catastrophe? Enemies to lovers plus rom-com plus magic. Sign me up! There's also another short story in here that's separate from Meg and Lilith that was just as funny. This was a great short read and I'm glad that I gave it a go. The sequel to Restart After Coming Back Home, Restart After Growing Hungry by Kokomi Sensei. Mitsuyomi and Yamato fell in love for each other between the endless countryside sky. Now as the days go by in Mitsuyomi's hometown and the foundling Yamato makes his home, the two men are searching for the shape of their own happiness. When I finished reading the first portion of Restart After Coming Back Home, I was about to roll on the ground and start crying until I saw that there was a sequel, so my tears were postponed until now. Every once in a while there are just those toothache sweet books that I come across, and this is one of them. Witch Hat Atelier Volume 8 by Kamome Shirahama Sensei. It's been a long arc and journey for Coco & Co, but we have finally returned to the warmth of the atelier. They're soon approached by Tarta, who needs help setting up the shop at the thrilling witch festival Silver Eve. But in order to design a contraption to sell there, the young students must consider the power of magic itself, at once delightful, beneficial, and potentially harmful. During these preparations, Coco is unexpectedly reunited with Kustas. Some new characters enter the mix at the end of this volume, and I think the pot is about to get vigorously stirred. Always excited to see what lies ahead for Coco & Co as this world builds out even more. The sequel to My Summer of You comes My Summer with You by Nagisa Furuya Sensei. Chiharu returns to Tokyo to start school and spend another summer with his now boyfriend Wataru. Even though they're busy with their part-time jobs and schoolwork, they're living in the same city again at last, setting off new sparks and adventures. Weekend movies, a fireworks festival, a summer pilgrimage 2.0, sleepovers. It's a marvelous time. And I just the same had a great time reading this volume. I wasn't expecting the little mini gallery at the back, so when I got to the end, I was already boohoo crying, and then it was just Sensei's works are soft to me in the best possible way, and I'm glad to see more of their works getting published. Volume 5 of ZOM 100 by Haro Aso Sensei and Kotaro Takata Sensei. Akira has returned to his hometown to show his parents the appreciation they deserve by giving back. He ends up reuniting with his former college classmate turned dropout, Kanta Higurashi, who's knocking entries off his own bucket list. Unfortunately, Higurashi's list is all about getting revenge and watching the world burn. Can our ex-salaryman Akira stop his friend from destroying the fragile piece of the village? Y'all, Higurashi is wild. Like, this is already a high stress situation, and y'all got a sweet setup out here. Why would you do this? The volume ends on a cliffhanger, so I'm ready to see how it all goes down next time. Our final title in this haul is Tokyo Ghoul by Sui Ishida, volumes 1 through 3. Kaneki is an ordinary college student that is thrilled to go on a date with the beautiful Rize until their encounter takes a violent turn, leading him to become the first half-human, half-ghoul hybrid. Ghouls live among us, the same as normal people in every way, except for their craving for human flesh. Trapped between two worlds, Kaneki must survive ghoul turf wars and learn more about their society, as well as mastering his new powers. I've already watched Tokyo Ghoul, okay? Like, it's foundational, basically. However, I will say it has been ages since I watched the show, and I've always wanted to read the manga because I've heard of how much people love the mangaka's art style. And like I said, y'all, it's been a while since I watched Tokyo Ghoul, but how did I miss the fact that Kaneki is a whole first year lit major, right? Like, what did y'all think was gonna happen? Reading the first 3 volumes, I vaguely remember the story, but honestly just the big plot points. The availability of this manga is literally all over the place, so if I see another sale, I'll go for it, but I'ma just take my sweet little time. So that's everything that I got for the month of February. Let's just hope that I have a better sense of self-control this coming month because my bank account is screaming at me. But I said that last month, so only time will tell. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you heard today, make sure you hit that like, subscribe before you leave. But that's all I have for today, so bye!